Hello, I am Stella George from IELTS Resource Center. In this podcast, we will dive into the essentials of the IELTS writing section, giving you the foundational insights you need to get started. Stay tuned, there is a lot to learn ahead.
Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive, and today we're tackling IELTS Writing Task 2. You know, that one section that can really make a difference for anyone wanting to study or work in an English-speaking country. But good news, we've got an expert's wisdom to guide us. We're going to be uncovering the secrets of Stella George, a true IELTS guru.
Ah, yes, Stella George. She and her husband, Mr. George, they founded IELTS Resource Center Online Coaching, and they've helped tons of people, both in Nigeria and all over the world, totally ace this exam.
That's fantastic. So we're talking about tried and true strategies, not just theory. I'm excited to dig in. But first, for anyone who might be new to this whole thing, what exactly is Writing Task 2? Why is it such a big deal?
So basically, imagine you're given a topic. It could be anything from social issues to technology, a wide range. And then bam, you got to write a whole essay, at least 250 words, all within a time limit. It's a bit like a writing sprint, but with, your future kind of writing on it.
Yeah, no pressure. So it's not just about perfect grammar, right? There's going to be more to it.
Totally. Stella breaks it down into what she calls wisdom keys, 4 key areas that are crucial for success. And these actually line up perfectly with the official assessment criteria for this section.
Ooh. I like the sound of wisdom keys. Sounds like we're about to unlock some serious secrets. So what's the first key?
The first one is task response, and this is all about laying a strong foundation for your essay.
A foundation, huh? I'm intrigued. How does she explain that?
Think of it like if you're building a house, right? If the foundation is weak, the whole thing could crumble. Task response is about making sure you're really answering the prompt, not just writing something sort of related to the topic.
So it's got to be laser focused.
Exactly. Stella gives a great example in her materials. Let's say the prompt asks you to discuss the impact of social media on relationships, something we can all relate to these days. A weak response might just list out the different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and what they do without actually analyzing how they affect relationships.
Right, it'd be like Facebook is for sharing updates, Instagram is for photos, but that's not really getting into the nitty-gritty.
Exactly. A strong response, as Stella teaches, would take a clear stance, maybe argue that social media has strengthened relationships or that it's weakened them, and then give solid reasons and examples to back that up. It might talk about how being constantly connected online can lead to, unrealistic expectations, or maybe how social media helps people stay in touch over long distances.
I see. So it's about depth over breadth, really getting into the heart of the issue.
Exactly.
Okay, so nailing that task response is step 1. What about the next key? What's the next secret weapon?
All right, the next one is coherence and cohesion. This is all about making your essay flow smoothly and logically.
So like a nice scenic drive, not getting stuck in traffic or on a bumpy road.
I love that analogy. It's about making it easy for the examiner to follow your train of thought. Stella emphasizes clear organization, like having a well-planned route for a trip. You need a clear intro that sets the stage, body paragraphs that each focus on one supporting point, and a conclusion that wraps it all up nicely.
So it's like a well-structured story, keeping the reader engaged.
Exactly. And just like with a good story, you need those smooth transitions between ideas. Stella's a huge advocate for using linking words and phrases effectively. Things like firstly, furthermore, on the other hand, they act like signposts in your essay.
So it's not just what you say, but how you say it, making it all fit together seamlessly.
Absolutely. Presentation matters.
Okay, coherence and cohesion, check. What's the next wisdom key we need to unlock?
All right, now it's time to talk about vocabulary with what Stella calls lexical resource. This is your chance to really show off your English skills and wow the examiner.
Ooh, vocabulary. I always feel like I need to break out the thesaurus for this one, but is it really about using the most complicated words?
Not necessarily. It's not about using the biggest words you can find. It's about being precise and varied with your language. Stella always says, instead of just repeating the word important over and over, you could use synonyms like crucial, significant, pivotal, depending on what you want to emphasize.
Right, so choosing words that really add flavor and depth to your writing, not just ones that sound fancy.
Exactly. It's like adding spices to a dish. The right combination makes all the difference.
Okay, so vocabulary, spice it up. What about the last key? The one that always makes me a bit nervous.
Grammar.
Ah, yes, grammatical range and accuracy. Don't worry, Stella makes this one less scary too.
Okay, good, because grammar can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes.
It's all about showing you can use a variety of grammatical structures correctly. Different types of sentences, verb tenses, punctuation, all working together for a polished and sophisticated piece of writing.
So it's not just about avoiding mistakes, it's about actively showing off your grammar skills. You got it. And one thing Stella emphasizes is that you don't need to write super long, complicated sentences to impress them. Sometimes short and impactful sentences can be much more effective.
I love that. Sometimes simplicity is key. So we've got these 4 amazing keys: task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. It feels like we've already got a great toolbox for tackling writing task 2. What else can we learn from Stella's expertise?
Well, she doesn't stop there. She also provides a really clear blueprint for structuring your essay effectively, making sure all your hard work really shines through.
Ooh, a blueprint. Now we're talking. Let's move on to that. I want to see how it all comes together.
All right, let's dive into the structure of a winning IELTS essay. So it's like we've gathered all these amazing building materials, right? The best wood, the strongest bricks. But now we need the actual plan to put it all together.
I like that, the architectural plan for our essay. So tell me, what's the blueprint Stella recommends?
She's all about that classic 3-part structure: introduction, body paragraphs, conclusion. Each one has a super important role in creating a cohesive and convincing piece of writing, like a well-built house.
Okay, makes sense. Let's break it down. First up, the introduction. What's Stella's advice for a strong opening?
It's like your essay's elevator pitch. You gotta hook the reader right away. It needs to be short, engaging, and give a clear sense of where your argument is going. And Stella really stresses the importance of a strong thesis statement right there in the intro. That tells the reader exactly what you're gonna argue, sets the stage for everything else.
So no mystery novels here. We're laying it all out on the table.
Exactly. Clear and direct.
Does she give any examples of, a really killer introduction?
She does. Let's say the prompt is about the benefits of learning a second language, something a lot of our listeners are probably interested in. A weak intro might just say, learning a second language can be beneficial, which is, kind of boring.
Yeah, not very exciting. Doesn't really grab you.
Right. Stella would say, make it pop. Something like, in today's interconnected world, setting the context of it, being able to communicate across languages is more valuable than ever. Learning a second language not only opens doors to new cultures and experiences, but also boosts your cognitive skills and career prospects.
Wow. Okay, that's a much stronger start. You've got the context, the importance, and a clear outline of the benefit.
Exactly. And it makes you want to keep reading, find out more.
Okay, so we've got our attention-grabbing intro with that clear thesis statement. Now, what about those body paragraphs? How do we make sure each one contributes to a really solid argument?
This is where you really dig into your thesis, provide evidence, and flesh out your points. Each body paragraph should focus on just one supporting point, and you want to develop it fully. Stella suggests a simple structure. State your point, explain it, and then back it up with examples or evidence, like building a strong case.
Okay, so it's like building a wall brick by brick, each paragraph supporting the overall structure.
Exactly. And don't forget about those transitions we talked about earlier, using words like firstly, furthermore, however, to connect everything smoothly.
Right, it's all about weaving those ideas together, creating a seamless flow.
Like a tapestry, all those threads coming together.
Okay, intro, strong body paragraphs, we're almost there. Now for the grand finale, the conclusion. How do we wrap it all up effectively?
This is your chance to leave a lasting impression on the examiner. Stella says it's not just about repeating your thesis, it's about summarizing your key points and leaving the reader with something to think about.
So it's more than just a summary, it's like the final bow on a perfectly wrapped present.
Exactly. A sense of closure and maybe a lingering thought.
Does she have any suggestions for how to achieve that?
She often tells students to rephrase their thesis statement in the conclusion, really hammering home that main takeaway, and then end with a sentence that broadens things out a bit, maybe connect the topic to a wider context, or even suggest a call to action.
Ooh, I like that. Zooming out and giving the reader a bigger picture perspective.
Exactly. Show the examiner you can think critically and connect the dots.
So we've got this amazing blueprint from Stella, based on her and Mr. George's years of experience helping students succeed.
Right. They've really figured out what works. And their IELTS Resource Center online coaching sounds like the perfect place to get that kind of personalized support.
It's all about putting knowledge into action.
Right.
But practice alone isn't always enough.
You got it. Stella always says feedback is just as crucial as practice. It's like having a coach who can see your blind spots and help you improve your technique.
Yeah, it's like having an extra set of eyes, someone who can really pinpoint what needs work.
Exactly. And that's one of the big advantages of Stella and Mr. George's IELTS Resource Center online coaching. You know, they provide that personalized guidance and feedback tailored to each student. They've helped so many people reach their IELTS goals. It's pretty inspiring.
Yeah, it's encouraging, for those who might be feeling a bit lost or intimidated by the whole process. So from all of Stella's wisdom keys, what would you say is the biggest takeaway? What's the one thing listeners should really remember?
I think the most important thing is that succeeding on writing task 2 isn't about luck or, some magical talent. It's about understanding the criteria, mastering the techniques, and practicing strategically. Stella's wisdom keys, they really give you a clear roadmap for this section.
Absolutely. It takes the mystery out of it, makes it feel achievable, even if you're starting from scratch.
Right. And like we talked about, practice is essential. The more you write, the more comfortable you'll become, and your skills will just keep getting better.
It's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah, exactly.
So, to all our listeners out there, anyone prepping for IELTS, remember, you've got this. Use Stella's wisdom keys, practice, get feedback, and don't forget about resources like IELTS Resource Center online coaching. It can make all the difference.
Couldn't agree more. It's been great diving into Stella George's insights with you today. Really insightful stuff.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone, keep learning, keep practicing, and good luck with your IELTS journey.
Please wrap it up for today's episode on the IELTS Resource Center podcast. Remember, the right preparation can make all the difference. And if you are looking to go beyond tips and strategy, build the skills you need, subscribe to our online coaching and take your IELTS preparation to the next level. For more information or to get started, just give us a call or send us a message on WhatsApp on +234 9052 964864 or +234 7083 458307. Thanks for joining us today. I am Mr. George, IELTS Resource Center.